What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, retired legendary, iconic, superstar, Hall of Fame boxer, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. Floyd Miller retired 50-0. Floyd Miller is now the founder and the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. And Floyd Mayweather, he did an interview today to respond to his ace fighter, undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 27 years of age. He's 26 wins, no losses, no draw, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Now he's going into a fight with fellow stablemate, another Mayweather Promotions fighter, an undefeated WBA interim lightweight title contender, Rolando Romero. That's scheduled to take place May 28th at the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, we know, has taken to social media and he's expressed that he can't wait to part ways with Mayweather Promotions, longtime promoter and mentor in Floyd Mayweather, okay? That he's eager to part ways. The only reason he's fighting the likes of Rolando Romero is because his contract is up and he's leaving Mayweather Promotions, and so they have him fighting an in-house stable fighter, and he's not happy about that. So he expressed that there's some things he's just not happy with. He wants to focus on promoting his own company, GTD Promotions, Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions, and he's looking to venture out, spread his wings, and fly, right? Now, what's interesting is Floyd Mayweather, he announced that he's coming back, and he's going to have an exhibition-style showdown in Dubai on the heliport with somebody he's very familiar with in Dangerous Don Moore, who's an undefeated fighter, and he's a protege of his late, great, legendary uncle and trainer and former world champion Roger Mayweather. So Dangerous Don Moore, he's 18 wins, no loss, and no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. So Floyd Mayweather, he held a press conference for that May 14th return in Dubai on the heliport, and he had held his press conference the same day as Gervonta Tank Davis was holding his press conference for his upcoming showdown with fellow stablemate Rolando Romero, okay? And Gervonta Tank Davis, he wasn't happy about it, okay? And he let it be known that, don't matter how much money you have, somebody still could be jealous of you, right? Alluding to, Floyd Mayweather essentially competing with him, okay? Having a press conference the same day he's having a press conference. And as Floyd Mayweather stated in his interview, he's still the biggest star in the sport of boxing. So he overshadows a lot of people. And Floyd Mayweather, he addressed these comments, okay? Initially, he stated that, a lot of people should listen to him and they'll go a lot further in their careers. He also alluded to basketball, NBA, world champion, superstar, Kyrie Irving should take advice as well. But now he goes in depth, okay? And he states that, initially he stated no, okay? He didn't plan to have the press conference the same day as Gervonta Tank Davis. So he stated that initially when they called me, this is something that has been in the works. He stated since my birthday, he was supposed to fight Money Kicks, but that fell through. And so he stated that, he's not even sure if the fight is actually going to push through. He's crossing his fingers and hope it does. And he says that, initially when they called him, it has to be rescheduled. And they told him that they wanted to have the date on Thursday. And he stated that, initially he told them, no, he's not going to do it because Tank has his press conference. Okay. Well, then Floyd Mayweather, he goes on to say, well, they told him that's the only date they can have because legendary UFC mixed martial artist Anderson Silva, Hall of Fame iconic superstar, is also on the card. He'll be competing as the co-main event, and he can't essentially make the date of Friday. So Floyd Miller was stating that he wanted to have it on Friday, opposed to the Thursday when Tank Davis was having his press conference, but Anderson Silva was unavailable to make it because he was flying en route to Brazil. So the only day they can do was Thursday. Okay, so Floyd Miller, he stated that he stood his ground and said no, but then they told Floyd Mayweather they was going to pay him $1 million to do the press conference, and then he stated, "Let's do it. I'm not in need of the money, but you can never have enough to feed your family," which I completely understand. So Floyd Mayweather, he stated that, he's not in competition with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's never going to talk down on Gervonta Tank Davis, and he purposely didn't hold the press conference to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis or overshadow him. And then he states that, it's just the way the cookie crumbled, the way the chips fell, because they offered him $1 million and he simply wasn't going to turn it down. Now I can understand that, okay, because $1 million is $1 million. I don't care if you have $1 billion. I don't care if you have $2 billion, 500 million, or however much you have. $1 million is $1 million, okay? And so he's going to be offered $1 million to do the press conference, and that's completely understandable. But on the flip side, he stated that he understands that, it's a competition. And he also states that he would himself would have felt a certain kind of way, but he would have never expressed it. He stated that if my promoter or my mentor or somebody else held their press conference the same day I did, I certainly would have felt a certain kind of way as well, but I would have never publicly stated it or responded to it. I would have just stayed in my lane, focus on what I have, focus on building my pay-per-view, and that's it, okay? But he stated he understands, and then, obviously he stated that, a lot of people using a divide and conquer tactic when it comes to him and Gervonta Tank Davis. The media he pointed to, which is completely not true, because you can't use a divide and conquer narrative if it's not put out there. You understand? So the media has an obligation to respond to what's taking place within the sport of boxing, because, again, this is not a personal situation. This has to do with boxing. You have a fighter parting ways with his promoter, okay, and expressing his displeasure with how he's being treated and being promoted. That's a part of the sport of boxing. It's not a personal situation or personal relationship that, the media and fans are looking to divide and get in between. That's not what this is. Yes, they have a personal relationship. Yes, they are. He's his mentor. He represents a mentor figure to Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay. And then, you can hear reporters asking him, you had Gervonta Tank Davis since he was only 11-0. It's the divide and conquer method. And Floyd Miller initially stated it was divide and conquer, and then he corrected. He said, no, well, I understand, because the press conference is the same day. I would feel the same certain kind of way as well, but I just wouldn't express it. So Floyd Miller is very well aware why Gervonta Tank Davis would be frustrated with the situation. Okay, so he stated that, it's simply not a case of being jealous of anybody. Okay, I'm not jealous of anybody and don't have a reason to, because I'm blessed, is what he stated. But again, the thing here is that Floyd Mayweather has a obligation as a CEO to Mayweather Promotions to put his fighters first at this stage. Okay, it's just like a parent, right? Once you become a parent, your children didn't ask to be born. Okay, once you become a promoter and you choose to promote a Gervonta Tank Davis, well, you went out and you courted him. You understand? It's just like a college recruiting an athlete. Okay, well, it's your responsibility to make sure they're successful to the highest level, and you have to sacrifice things to make sure of that. It's just like a parent. You have to sacrifice things for your children, okay? And so in this situation, right, again, $1 million is $1 million. But when you Floyd Mayweather, you have the power. You are the draw on that card. Now, I'm sure, he said that the investment group is from Africa. I Obviously, they have big money. They're looking to pay him big, but he's the draw. Now, I'm sure the card could go on without him, but how much of success would it be? The focal point is going to always be Floyd Mayweather in this case. And so if Floyd Miller say, well, listen, I understand that Anderson Silva can't make it, but I have an obligation. I have a business that I'm taking care of and promotional company, and I have a fight with 2 fighters, and I cannot compete with that at that time. Okay, I cannot announce this at that time because it's going to overshadow, or it's going to be the talk of the town, or he's going to feel a certain kind of way. Because, see, I understand what Floyd Mayweather is saying if another fighter, but you're not just another fighter. You are the promoter. So you're the promoter, and yes, you're competing in an exhibition. So he stated, I'm not even competing in the United States. I'm competing in Dubai. And that's understandable. Exhibition. And then he states that, people are unhappy that he's still making millions of dollars and milking the game. Nobody's unhappy that Floyd Mayweather is milking the game and Floyd Mayweather is getting big money to do exhibitions. More power to him. He should get $100 million, $200 million for his status and what he's going to bring and exposure he's going to bring to any company. For sure. He should get every bit of it. But when you're a promoter, your obligation is to your business. Just like if you have a business that you're running, he noted that he has over 40 houses and multiple skyscrapers and 100 cars. Okay. Well, those businesses, the skyscrapers and those things take precedent. You understand? And so when you get into promoting, right, it's no longer about you. It's about the sacrifice for your fighters. So again, he stated that he's on the front lines defending his fighters and he's promoting his fighters. And, he didn't get behind any fighters like he get behind Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, and that's all understandable. But when Gervonta Tank Davis has a press conference, you should be there. Yes, you have CEO Leonard Ellaby who represents and he's there. And that's all good. But when you have a press conference and your fighter, before you have this press conference, because he stated he would feel a certain kind of way as well. So then that means before you did it that he was going to first feel a certain kind of way, and that should take precedence over anything, because you should want to sacrifice to make sure your business and your promotional company comes first, and then you can satisfy yourself because you're already a billionaire. Again, let me say this. $1 million is $1 million. But Floyd Miller, like he said, I'm still the most powerful fighter and person in the sport of boxing. Well, then that means you could tell whomever, well, I got to redirect this press conference. We're going to have to do it tomorrow. Anderson Silva can't make it. Cool. So it almost looks like you're going to oblige Anderson Silva's needs, but not Gervonta Tank Davis' needs. You understand? So you're going to, okay, they can't do it because Anderson Silva can't make it. So you got to do it this day. We'll tell them, okay, well, what day can Anderson Silva make it? And you're still going to get paid for the press conference because he's Floyd Mayweather. But, you could go check out the interview, listen to the interview. It's on Fight Hype. Floyd Miller explains and breaks down his reasoning for having a press conference at the same time Gervonta Tank Davis has his press conference. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.